What up, Terrapins? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new. My name is E. This is Turtle Wandering, and I'm finally on vacation, y'all. So I've had a lot of amazing local adventures, but, you know, really kind of wanted to get away. Work has been incredibly stressful, much more than I think even I could have expected. And so finally just decided a couple weeks ago that I was like, I really needed to get away. So looked around, decided on Watkins Glen because there's a lot of great waterfalls in the Finger Lakes, New York area. Found a inexpensive Airbnb that I checked into last night, and now I'm off to go have some waterfall wonderfulness. Well, it took me a while, but it looks like I found a less populated part of the trail, which is kind of nice. Certainly, you know, these sorts of parks are pretty busy this time of year, and it was definitely log jammed in a lot of spots, especially where the deeper falls are, because those become, you know, the big photo spots. Which is cool, except for the fact that folks, as they're getting their photos, aren't really thinking about, like, kind of the flow of traffic. And I think that's, you know, that's the key, is to figure out, like, how to get the photo opportunities you want while not impacting anybody else's ability to either get a photo or get their own hiking or something like that. So the Airbnb I'm staying in is actually occupied by the owners of the property. And the owner's really nice. She's originally from Russia. She's an ICU nurse. And it was kind of funny. She, you know, told me a bunch about herself for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden goes, well, that's my story. What about yours? And I've never had anybody ask me that before. But, you know, it was kind of cool. I liked her openness and her approach. And, you know, that can be some fun thing about staying at an Airbnb that maybe is occupied by the actual owners. You get that extra personal touch. I mean, she made me a really nice cup of coffee this morning. She offered to make me breakfast, which I turned down because I'm not really a morning food person. But, you know, again, really just kind of appreciated that hospitality from the time that I checked in last night to, you know, to even now. Yeah, I don't know if we're getting kind of the end of the line or this is just the kind of the stretch point for a lot of folks, but it is definitely a lot less populated, which, I mean, again, is great. It's just interesting to see how quickly everything thinned out. Looks like I got to the end of the original trail I was doing, so good place to stop for a few minutes and then jump on another one. One of the other things that I thought was kind of interesting that my host asked me about was, she asked me why I was traveling alone and why I didn't have people with me. And honestly, it's something I've gotten so used to at this point that I didn't really think about it. So then when I pondered it, you know, the reality is I started doing heavy travel, about 22 years ago. So I was in my late 20s. And, you know, the reality is when you start adulting, oftentimes trying to coordinate things with friends isn't that easy. You know, they have their own vacation time requirements. I have a job that affords me more vacation than the average, so I have the luxury of being able to take off more often. You know, certainly a lot of people, especially in the corporate world, unfortunately, it's like, yeah, they get paid really well, but they get, you know, 1-2 weeks of vacation time off a year, and between my vacation and my personal time, I'm able to take about 6 weeks off a year. So again, you know, that kind of puts me at an advantage. The other thing too is just cost. You know, I've talked about it before. Vacations are expensive, and so even if you can get the time off, then it's being able to actually afford to be able to take off, especially if you're not on a salary and you don't have vacation time. It's, you know, if you don't work, you're not getting paid. But even if you do have vacation time, you know, there are all those expenses that rack up. It's part of the reason why I use hostels when I can, Airbnbs, and then my second choice, and then hotels are really kind of like my last choice. Like one of these days I'd love to be able to afford like a true B&B, but they're pricey and, you know, not there in my life as of yet. You know, and a lot of people aren't. But, you know, I just had to learn to become comfortable with my own company, because certainly there are a lot of people who can't travel alone or won't travel alone, you know, or maybe, you know, aren't afforded the opportunity to travel alone. You know, I think I'm very fortunate that, you know, I've also been given the freedom to do that. You know, certainly I was raised to be very independent, so, you know, sometimes to my detriment, but it's not something I think too much about at this point, because it's just a matter of if I want to go somewhere, I just kind of book a trip, and that's what I do. That being said, after, you know, a year of being in somewhat isolation due to the pandemic, you know, traveling alone this time definitely was a little bit different, because part of me was like, yeah, I think I would enjoy some company, and the older I get, I think I would, you know, but again, you know, it's that difficulty, and especially at my age, a lot of my friends, they have kids, and so there's balancing that as well. Is, you know, when you've got a family to attend to, that also adds, you know, a whole nother wrinkle to everything that you're trying to accomplish. But that being said, you know, I'm always looking for a good traveling companion, and if, you know, somebody's willing to do it, you know, I'm open to the possibility. It's not like I'm closed to doing traveling with others. It's just something I've gotten used to in the way of doing it independently. It's fun. I get to go at the pace that I want to, and, you know, it allows me to just kind of see things. So there are shuttles that go all the way up or all the way down depending on where you start. So I think a lot of people, their intention is to basically do what I took, which was known as the Gorge Trail, one way. And so you either hike up, which is the harder way, which is what I did, or you hike down, which is, you know, of course, the easier way. And so you can park at the bottom and then take a shuttle up and walk down, or you can walk up and take a shuttle back down to your car. So, you know, really you can kind of do it however you want to, which is nice, especially if you've got somebody who has some sort of limitations or knows they can only make it one way or the other. All right, time for trail number 2. So I just absolutely love chance encounters. I'd come across these two ladies earlier on the trail, and we exchanged basic pleasantries, and then we ended up passing each other again, and they were trying to figure out what trail I took to beat them to the spot. And found out they've been traveling from San Diego, taking a 5-month road trip, which is like, I mean, that's life goals right there. So, but super sweet ladies, and really enjoyed spending a couple minutes talking with them. And you know, again, travel, those chance encounters. You know, even if you're shy or as an introvert, you know, just kind of taking that chance to even say hi to somebody can really kind of like fill up your heart and honestly make you kind of make your day. Some of these trails are super tight, so it's one of those things where if you commit to going through, you've got to do almost a little bit of twister in order to get past somebody. Just got done climbing what is known as Devil's Staircase, which gives a really nice view of the town of Watkins Glen and the beginning of the park. So saw it at the beginning and was like, if I have time I'll explore, and have plenty of time, and figured I would take the path less traveled and check it out. And this view definitely made it worth the all the steps I took to get up here. Right. Back to the start. So at this point, what I figure I'm going to do is check out the gift shop, see if they have anything, and then wander into town and see if there's anything interesting going on there, and look for some food. Overall, great day at the park, back at the Airbnb. Super stoked, glad I made the trip. And thanks all for watching. If you enjoyed today's content, hit the like button. Otherwise, we'll see you later.